pick out of our prestigious gallery at 727 Westmont Houston Road, Houston, Texas 77038. Text 832-466-8414. Barb's Iris Floral delivers fresh flowers fast.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
The program presented or submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
And thank you again for joining us today on today's Entrepreneur. We have a special guest, and we're just going to clown out today. In observance of National Joke Day, we have Miss Sunny Sue, the clown, out in the studio.
Hi, thanks for having me so much. So, got a joke for you. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Gladys.
Gladys who?
Gladys, Friday morning, and y'all are listening to 91.1.
All right.
That's a great joke. I like that.
Thank you, thank you. I see all these different balloons, and I think Armani has learned some new skills out here. Armani, tell us a little bit about what you learned today.
So yeah, I learned the 8 steps to making a balloon, and it's pretty fun. I learned that there's different types. I didn't know there's different types of these balloon twistings. So it's very interesting.
Sizes and everything. So about the sizes, as far as the balloon goes, they make different shapes. The more, I guess, like nice ones like these. I love this one. This is Iron Man, everybody. Check him out. He's my friend for today. So the more smaller the balloon, I guess, the more detailed the character comes out.
Kind of. What people use, the standard of it is a 260, which is what you've got.
Okay.
They're made out of 260s, which are supposed to be 2 inches around and 60 inches long. That's your swords and all of those. Now, I'll use the 160s, which are skinnier.
Oh.
That's my rattlesnake that actually rattles. He does the little...
Oh, that's cool.
With salt. But he's skinnier, and it just makes a better snake. And then I'll also use it for horse reins, things like that. But I also make miniatures. So I've made a miniature unicorn. I make a little turtle ring or flower ring or ladybug ring to go with their bracelet. So it's very small. And even a lot of my friends that can twist very well with 260s have a lot of trouble with doing the very minute. It takes a lot of practice to get the little ones, which is funny because you think smaller would be easier, but it's really not.
It's really not.
And then we've got the 350s, which are actually big and fat, and they're a lot of fun to play with. I had a little boy this last week at Cafe Mawal that I worked at on Saturday nights from 9 to midnight, and the kids before him, all the little girls wanted unicorns, and he comes up and he says, "I want a giant unicorn." So I made him one out of these. So it took 2 of these just for the body and the head, and then I used the 260s for the unicorn, for the hair and the horn. And when I gave it to him, it was as tall as he was, or taller. Because he was, so they're a lot of fun to play with. I've made giant swords for dads before. It's like, okay, all those little kids have swords. Here, Dad, I'll take care of you, you know.
Oh, wow.
But they're a lot of fun. They're just different, but not everybody twists with those. And then, of course, there's the shapes. We've got the heart shapes. We've got the character ones that have, the Iron Man, Spider-Man, Batman, those kind of faces. And then there's also a really fun ones where you can get the hearts that have princesses printed on them, or kitty faces, different things like that. So they like those a lot too.
So how long does it take for you to, outside of what I learned with the sword, for more complicated balloons? How long does that take to train for that?
Once you get to know how to work with the 260, so you learn how to do the sword and the dog. I mean, obviously you learn the sword in less than 5 minutes, and you could go ahead and make more swords now. The dog would take you about 2 minutes to learn now, because you already know how to twist a little bit. And then once you learn how to do those, then it takes, I would say, maybe an hour, is what I usually put into looking at. I've got to come up with a Sonic Hedgehog for a little boy by next week. And so it's like, okay, give me 2 weeks. I'll bring it next time, because it was really crowded that night. And then some things I can just make up spur of the moment. But like Minnie Mouse, for instance, I really wanted a good Minnie Mouse, because I get a lot of requests for that. And so I looked online at different pictures, and I couldn't find one I liked. So it probably took me about 2 weeks of just practicing and tweaking before I finally got one that I thought was really cool. And I really like her. She's got a little dress on, and she's got the bow in her hair, and she's just really cute.
And so the entertainment, as far as when you come into the houses and do presentations, how many kids do you usually have at parties?
15 to 25 is the norm. I've done a party as small as 2, and I've done a party as big as 100 kids, which is kind of crazy. Luckily, there was other entertainment as well, and I do bring friends sometimes if I need to.
So your staff is, like you said, I think 2 to 3 people?
I've got about 3 people working for me now, but I also have a network of other clown friends that can come out with me, if we have large events and stuff.
Large events.
We also do Santa Claus, and I am Mrs. Claus during December, and so we have elves during that time. They have little elf outfits, and they'll come out and do face painting or balloons. But Mrs. Claus can do everything that Sunny Sue can do, so Mrs. Claus can paint faces, do magic shows, and twist balloons.
Wow. So how did your passion for what you do now start? Like, when did it kind of just say, you know what, that's what I want to do?
I've always loved kids. I never even knew it was an option to do this. I kind of wanted to be a teacher, but I started working at a bank, and then I quit when I had my kids, my second child. And so they were young, and I was the room mom in the team for both girls, and I was the Girl Scout leader for both troops, and Brownies and Daisies, and it was just, I was really enjoying that, and my husband said, you're going to have to get a job. And I didn't want to, just a part-time to make a little more money. And so I got on Craigslist and actually found a lady that was hiring a clown. And I talked to her and explained to her I love kids, and but I know nothing about face painting, balloons, magic, any of that. And so she trained me, and I really appreciate my time with her. She was an excellent entrepreneur, and I learned so much from her. But after about a year, I decided it was time to work on my own. And so I, had the skills, and I had my supplies, and so I went to a Chick-fil-A nearby, and I said, do y'all do family night? And I was very blessed. They were just about to start. And so she hired me to come do face painting and balloons, and I was able to give out business cards and start networking, and before I knew it, my business has really grown.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. And then, of course, Chick-fil-A to lend you the hand and everything.
So now I have 3 Chick-fil-A's I do. Every week I'm at the, on Tuesday mornings I go to the one on in Kemah for their preschool playtime.
Okay.
On Tuesday nights I go to the one on Clear Lake on El Dorado and 45. That one's only twice a month now that we just cut back. And then on Wednesday mornings I'm in Deer Park at the Chick-fil-A there. Plus, I do Monday nights between the between the Deer Park and the Kemah one.
Oh.
And then on Saturday nights, I'm at Cafe Mawal. And then I also go in, I work for another company as well that goes into restaurants and works. And it really helps the restaurants because we go table to table at those. And so people take pictures of their creations and post them online and tag where they're at, which brings in more business for the restaurants. Plus, the kids are like, oh, it's Saturday, Sunny Sue's going to be here. Can we go there? I had one guy recently at Cafe Mawal that tipped me $20, and he says, I said, no, that's too much. And he says, no, people come because of you. That's why we're here. And so, it makes you feel good. The kids, you get to know the kids, and it's a lot of fun. And, of course, I do birthday parties, company picnics, schools, daycares, just all kinds of things.
And all the safety things and procedures that you do with the kids, I really loved when you were talking. Can you tell the audience a little bit about that as well?
Yes. So for my paint, I only use professional paint for kids. It's non-toxic, non-harmful. It won't hurt the kids because my kids had eczema. And I know a lot of places I go, I'll see people painting with acrylic, and it scares me to death because that's not, made for putting on your face. And so I only use, professional everything. The glitter I use is ultra fine, so if it gets in your eye, it's not going to cut your eye the way a regular glitter would cut you, because it's little pieces of metal. But mine is ground so fine that it cannot hurt you. But I also am very careful how I apply it. Usually I use my finger or I use a brush to apply it, because especially with young children. Or I'll just disregard the glitter completely for really little ones, unless we're doing our hand or arm.
You mentioned balloon safety too for the younger children.
And yes, I always tell kids that balloons are friends, not food, so we don't put balloons in our mouth. They love the Nemo joke. So, but I try to explain to parents that have kids under 2, if they put things in their mouth, it's really better for them not to have a balloon. But parents are usually very insistent. So I do a lot of things to try to make it where the kid's not going to put it in his mouth. I make a wand that's the size of the heart or bigger, where I put salt in it, so it shakes, so the little kid can make a little bit of noise and stuff. It's real fun. But also when they go to put it in their mouth, they can't get that big of a thing in their mouth, which if I made them the 160, that goes in their mouth. And I made a little boy, his grandma said he wanted a hot dog, so I made him a wiener dog on a bun with mustard and ketchup balloons. And it was really cute. The first thing he did was try to eat it. I was like... He was 3, so, but it's very dangerous. Balloons are dangerous, so you have to be careful. I even warn older siblings, never, ever, ever let your sibling get, hold of a broken balloon. And I'm always try to clean my area up when I'm through, so that people don't find balloons, small ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead. Go for
I was going to go ahead and ask about the most interesting or wild request that you had from kids, whether it's face paints or balloons or...
Face painting, my most interesting one, it was actually one of my friend's kids. We were at a party, and I said, would you like a big butterfly mask or a princess crown? And she says, I would like a lake, please. And it took me a second, so finally I painted her entire face a light blue and put some sand and a little starfish and some fish all over her face and some waves at the top, and she was happy. And her sister gets up next, and I said, now would you like I would like a lake, please. So we had 2 lakes that day. And then balloons, I get some very interesting ones, and I always try to fulfill them. I've had one little girl that wanted a cat with wings and a unicorn horn. And then last Christmas, I had a little boy that comes to my Chick-fil-A a lot that wanted a dinosaur Santa Claus. And so I made him a T-Rex with a Santa hat on it, and he absolutely loved it. So, you do what you can. I get a lot Christmas. I get a lot of kids ask for Santa Claus, and I always told them I couldn't because Santa wouldn't let me. But finally, this little boy asked, and I looked over at Santa and was like, "Is it okay if I make you?" And he says, "As long as you don't make me look too fat." So I made a little Santa Claus balloon.
Oh, how cute!
Yeah. Well, the things I want to make sure you mention about outside of that. Clowns don't necessarily have to be scary.
No, in fact, most kids don't even know I'm a clown when I get there. I had a little girl one time at 3 years old at a magic show at a daycare, and I was doing the magic show, and they were all involved, and the little girl whispered over to me, "There's a clown coming." And I said, "Oh, no, baby, I'm the clown." And she says, "No, clowns are scary."
Oh, poor baby.
And so a lot of kids, once I get there, they're like, "Oh, you're the clown? Oh, good, I was scared. I'm not scared of you." I don't do the white. Actually, I don't do any makeup at all. I used to wear a blue wig, but number one, it's too hot in Houston.
Oh, yeah, it's hot.
And number two, the wig was still kind of scary for kids. So I put my hair in pigtails. I do have the colorful outfit, the bright socks, and of course these shiny glitter shoes.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
That everybody loves. So I dress fun, but not scary. The makeup goes on the kids, not me.
Right.
So one more time, where can we reach you if we need to book a party, and how in advance do we have to book the party?
It depends on the season. October and December, we're very, very busy. During the rest of the year, you sometimes you can catch me the week of. Usually it's good to do a month out. sunnystutheclown@gmail.com or 281-678-9171. You can text me or call me. You can also find me on Facebook under Sunny Sue the Clown. And I also list under events where you can come see me for free, such as the Chick-fil-A's, what we'll be doing that day, or the Cafe Mawal's, and that kind of thing.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. It's been a
That's
pleasure. Once
Thank
again,
you.
thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, one more joke for
Go
you before
for
we
it.
leave. So, I'm the clown. My husband's Santa. So I used to ask people, "What do you get when you mix a clown and Santa?" You get the Easter Bunny, because my kids both do the Easter Bunny for me at Easter time.
Oh yeah.
It's
Well,
fun.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Again.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today.
Thank
Have
you.
a blessed day.
Bye bye.